You are born in Gaul, which is just another name for present-day France. Your father is a warrior and a part-time hunter. Your mother too was a warrior, but not anymore. You see, you're part of a warrior Celtic tribe. Here, men and women both march into battle hand in hand. By the time you're 5, your father tells you stories on how he met your mother. He tells you that she was a fierce warrior, and the only reason you never see her go into battle anymore is because of an injury she suffered. Outside your home, your world is forests, rivers, and hilltop settlements ringed with wood and earth. Life is communal and loud. Everyone knows everyone. You see elders argue, children run barefoot, and warriors drink, boast, and remember battles that may or may not have happened the way they claim. Around the fire, you hear the same stories again and again. How Romans bleed like anyone else. How your people broke legions before. How Gaul always rises. You learn early which stories are meant to inspire and which one are drunken tirades. As a child, your days are split between labor and preparation. You help herd animals, haul water, and repair fences. You spar with other boys using dull blades and wooden shields, earning bruises that are laughed off as lessons. Men correct your stance. Women correct your arrogance. Strength matters, but so does endurance, because being useful to the tribe is what earns respect. By the time you turn 13, you're expected to act like a man, even when you don't feel like one. Rival tribes raid, and sometimes you raid back. These fights aren't glorious. They're fast, confusing, and ugly. You learn that courage usually looks like doing something while terrified. You survive, which is enough. By the time you turn 15, you get married. Not because you fell in love, but because it's what everyone your age is doing. Your wife isn't a warrior, but she can hold her own with a spear and shield. Months later, your son is born. The tribe celebrates, then immediately starts planning how to make him strong. You hold him and feel something like contentment, the belief that your life makes sense, that you belong to a people who will always endure. A few years pass, and you turn 21. One day, a loud sound cuts through the morning air and pulls everyone out of their routines. It's a horn. Long, urgent, wrong. Messengers arrive breathless, words tumbling over each other. Rome is coming. Not a raid, not a skirmish. This time, it's an entire army. You look at your son, 5 years old, already gripping a stick like it's a sword. You've started teaching him stances, not because he understands, but because that's how this world works. You prepare early, or you don't prepare at all. You lift him once, then hand him back to his mother. There's no speech, no promises. Everyone already knows how this goes. Then the impossible happens. Tribes that spent generations killing each other suddenly stand shoulder to shoulder. Old grudges are swallowed whole. Vercingetorix, leader of the Gallic tribe, calls for unity. And for once, Gaul listens. You march not for glory, but because if Rome wins, there will be nothing left to defend your family with. So together, with your father, you march. On the battlefield, the fighting is chaos. Mud, screams, smoke, bodies trampled into the ground. At first, you believe you might send the Romans packing, that you might repeat your ancestors' feats. But just then, everything falls apart. Some tribes break first. Others switch sides entirely, bargaining survival for loyalty. You see banners you once trusted turn away. When your leader rides out to surrender, the sound that follows isn't rage. It's silence. The kind that means the story is over. You survive the battle. Your father doesn't. Turns out, he's the lucky one. Soon, chains replace weapons, and your name becomes a Roman numeral. You are counted, priced, and marched south. In one season, you go from defending your people to being owned by the people who erased them. Here, history doesn't kill you. It ships you away. As you're boarded onto the ship, the only thoughts left on your mind are the well-being of your mother, wife, and son. Every second sees you move farther from Gaul, from forests and hilltops, from any chance of going home. Rome doesn't care. Rome has other plans for you. Soon you're taken to a slave market in Rome. There, your future will be decided by strangers with money. You are stripped, turned, prodded. Buyers argue over your back and legs like livestock. This is where you learn your first Roman lesson. Defeat is permanent, but usefulness is negotiable. You're sold to a lanista, a manager of gladiators. He sends you to a ludus, a gladiator school. It is not freedom. It is just a better cage. Inside, you're classified. It's here you learn that Romans love categories. They call some men damnati ad mortem, which just means condemned to die. Most are criminals meant for public execution. So Rome adds a twist. No armor, no training. Just a scheduled death made to make lunch more exciting. A normal Roman midday entertainment. You, on the other hand, are damnati ad ludos, which, fortunately for you, means condemned to the school. You are trained, fed, invested in. Not because anyone sees potential in you as a person, but because your body looks like it could turn a profit. Your survival, you learn, is not mercy. It's a business model. The ludus is a fortress prison. High walls, one exit, and it leads straight to the arena. You don't leave. You drill. Constantly. Wooden swords at first. Shields heavier than anything you carried in Gaul. Mistakes earn bruises. Resistance earns worse. There is a hierarchy, and you are at the bottom of it. But being at the bottom has some perks. You eat well, better than most Romans who are free. Barley and beans, thick and bland. You drink foul ash mixed with water for calcium, because broken bones are expensive, and Rome hates wasted investments. You soon gain weight, but not softness. The extra fat will act as padding that keeps blades from going too deep. Shallow wounds bleed for the crowd and heal for the next show. You notice other changes as well. You become broader, slower, tougher. You stop thinking like a warrior. You start thinking like property. You are 23 when your first taste of Roman entertainment happens. One particular sunny day, soldiers march a damnatus ad mortem, a condemned man, into the arena. No armor, no training. They hand him a short, useless sword and open the gates. A tiger comes out instead of an opponent. The crowd leans forward like it is what they've been waiting to see. And yes, it is what they have been waiting to see. The man screams, then lunges at the animal. He lasts seconds. What's left of him is dragged past the tunnel. You see blood still steaming in the sand and your stomach revolts. You vomit behind the barracks while the crowd applauds upstairs. You were raised to fight warriors. You were not raised to watch people be fed to death. And this is when you understand. This place isn't about honor. It's about satiating a beast's appetite. And unfortunately for you, that beast is Rome. Your first fight comes soon after. No beast, no execution, a proper match. They put you against an older veteran, scarred and efficient, the kind of man who survived by knowing exactly how far to push without crossing the line. The gates open. The noise hits you like a physical blow. Tens of thousands, screaming, chanting, demanding something from your body. You almost lose your footing just turning toward the sun. That moment nearly kills you. The veteran's blade grazes your side, shallow but deliberate. Blood flows. The crowd roars. You fight like you were taught. Tight, careful, wasting nothing. After a long, brutal exchange, he yields. Barely. The referee spares him. He lives. You live. But for how long? Years pass inside the Ludos, and you meet the others. Condemned criminals who know they're one bad fight away from the beasts. Slaves like you, stripped of pasts and futures. And then the strangest ones, Octorati, freemen who choose this. One tells you he signed up to erase a debt so his children wouldn't be sold. He laughs when he says it, like he's found a clever loophole in the world. Another fights because he loves the way of combat, the noise, the danger, the way people look at him when he wins. You don't understand either of them. You think all free men should run away from this place, not toward it. Years in the Ludus make you understand your new job well. They call your kind gladiators. As gladiators, you fight 6, maybe 7 times a year, just enough to keep the crowds familiar with your face. You soon gain a following. You learn how to bleed without dying, how to fall without breaking bones, how to read the referee's mood and the crowd's hunger. Still, you get injured, again and again. Clean breaks, deep cuts, muscle tears. But after every tear and cut, Rome patches you up. Not because it loves you, but because Rome is invested in you. But not everyone has your luck. Many lose their lives. The debt-driven man dies in his 6th fight, tripped by bad footing and finished because the crowd was bored. The thrill-seeker lasts longer, until he doesn't. His confidence eventually outran his luck. You aren't innocent in this, though. You also kill people. Some because they push too hard. Some because the referee wants a decisive ending. And some because your lanista orders it. It's due to this that you learn another ugly truth. Lanistas don't duel. They settle grudges with their gladiators. Blood debts paid by men who never chose the feud, like fight dogs sent into the pit while the masters watch from the shade. On some nights, you dream of Gaul. Its forests, smoke from the hearth fires, your son's face. It is always frozen at 4 years old because your mind has nothing else to work with. You wonder if Rome enslaved him too, or if he ran, or if he's dead. There are no answers, and you don't think you'll ever get one. Other nights you dream of crowds cheering your name. You should feel powerful. Instead, you feel trained. You are fed, maintained, displayed, like an animal taught to survive just long enough to be useful. More years pass and you're 32. You're a veteran now. It's a polite name for old in this profession. But the thing is, you didn't notice yourself aging all at once. It arrived in fragments. A younger fighter recovers faster than you. Another swings harder. You start using experience to keep up. You're still respected. Veterans always are. But respect is not momentum. It's storage. The kind Rome uses for assets it isn't ready to discard yet. Your lanista also starts using a new word around you. Soon. Soon you'll have your freedom. Soon your tally will be high enough. Soon your obedience will be rewarded. It's said casually, like a kindness. You believe it because the alternative is unbearable. You have survived long enough to imagine a life that isn't scheduled by trumpets. That is, when he arrives. Spartacus. You know immediately he wasn't born a slave. The way he stands speaks of power and momentum. The crowd screams his name louder too, so your name slips lower. Other gladiators respect him, but you see more. You see a man on a mission, a man with a plan. You see him stoke unrest among the gladiators. Soon, whispers spread in the baths, in the tunnels, in the spaces between drills. Conditions that once felt merely brutal now feel intolerable. The men are tired of being punished arbitrarily, tired of being used to settle grudges between lanistas who never bleed themselves. Veterans are tired of being disposed of when replacements arrive. They believe their freedom will be denied. To them, Escape stops sounding like madness and starts sounding like destiny. You know the mood didn't just change, it was designed. But you still want to get involved. You understand why they want to run. You feel it yourself when you wake sore and realize the best years of your body are already gone. You've seen enough executions, enough rigged outcomes, enough men discarded the moment profit dips. You know Rome doesn't honor service. It exploits it. But you also know something else. You're close. Closer than most ever get. Your Lanista has said it more than once now. He tells you papers could be drawn, that you could get the wooden sword, the symbol of a gladiator's freedom. Legal freedom. Not the wild, hunted life of a runaway that Spartacus promises, but Rome's version of release. You realize that if you run, you become prey. If you stay, you might leave alive and free. So when the whispers sharpen into plans, you don't join them. You don't betray them either. You do something quieter. You decide to sit still, to finish your contract, to survive the way you always have, by not reaching for glory at the wrong moment. Revolution is for men with nothing left. You still have a future dangling in front of you, and Rome knows it. So you go back to your routine of trying not to die. A few months pass, and your freedom is looking more likely. You've been given a number of wins as your goal. So when you're told you're fighting impromptu, you don't mind. The more you fight, the closer you get to your goal. But something stands out this time. There's no information on the opponent. No name. No warning. Just armor, sword, and the familiar walk through tunnels that smells like blood-baked stone. You tell yourself it's another bout to endure, another careful performance to survive. You've done this long enough to read outcomes and posture and pacing. Then you step into the light, and you see him. Spartacus. The crowd already loves him. You can hear it in the sound. Expectation instead of curiosity. He has momentum, and momentum is deadly in Rome. He doesn't acknowledge you. He doesn't need to. This isn't just a match. It's a statement. You should have seen it coming. The two biggest names in the arena. It was only a matter of time. The fight begins. You fight clean, controlled, veteran habits. You're slower now, but smarter. You try to turn it into a long fight, one that cools the crowd, one that gives the referee space to intervene. But Spartacus doesn't let you. He presses hard. He's not fighting for points or favor. He's fighting to remove you. You don't understand why. Your legs burn. Your guard slips. A shallow cut opens your side. A shield bash cracks your ribs. You realize distantly that you might actually die here. Not because you're bad, but because Spartacus is that good. You retreat and finally raise a finger. You yield. In another year, another crowd, that would be enough. The referee hesitates. Then the stands erupt. Blood. 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 You had felt it before they said it. The verdict of tens of thousands who paid to be entertained, not negotiated with. You've stood where Spartacus stands now. You know what the chant means. Mercy has been revoked. Panic tightens your chest. You realize your only chance to live. Tell the referee everything. The whispers, the planning, the escape. You move toward the referee, desperate to trade secrets for breath. It's your only hope. But Spartacus already knows what you're thinking. So he steps aside as he cuts your path. His blade cuts into your belly. Shallow first, then deeper, then higher. Efficient. Final. You collapse. He kneels close enough that only you can hear him. He tells you it had to be done, that Rome trained the rebellion out of you, that you would have chosen freedom, even if it meant betraying them. And he's right. The crowd roars as if they've won something. You die to applause that turns to boos when your body stops moving. No wooden sword of freedom. No release. Just another asset written off. As the noise fades, you think, not of Rome, but of forests, firelight, and a boy gripping a stick like a sword. You die enslaved, even as freedom was close enough to see. After your death, Spartacus escapes. He raises an army. Rome hunts him down and kills him. The ludus keeps running. New bodies replace yours. Then fewer come. Then none. The crowds move on. Rome stops craving your kind. The empire keeps growing anyway. Expands, rots, fractures, and finally collapses under its own weight. Rome fed on warriors, slaves, crowds, and blood. And when it ran out of others, it fed on itself. Centuries later, the world glorifies gladiators. They make you heroes in epic tales. But the truth is simpler and crueler. None of you had a story. You were footnotes. And Rome didn't even remember to read them.